Warning, we are about to spoil the entirety of Grand Budapest Hotel. If you do not want this movie spoiled, please go watch it and then come back.
All right, and we are recording. So I guess you do the spoiler warning since it's a movie.
No, wait, who did it last time?
Well, you stole it and then I did it. We decided, fuck it. So I did it for...
Oh, yeah, I would be doing it this one in the way of recording.
Yeah. Ah, spider! God. Hi. Well then.
I would like to go back to a conversation I had with Cameron where, spiders don't much.
See, I fucking hate spiders.
I thought you told me you weren't afraid of spiders.
No, I hate spiders.
Who the hell was I talking to then?
I don't know. Like I like other bugs. I'm just like whatever. I know you're like definitely afraid of a lot of them. The spiders I fucking hate. You better not fucking come any close to spider. That's right. Crawl away, you fucker.
Just kill it.
Crawl away, you fucker. Just crawl away.
Just kill it, or it's gonna lay eggs and make more.
Just crawl. Well, I don't want to. What do I smush it with?
Your hand.
No, that.
What?
Hold on. Is there? I can crush
Don't be a
I
bitch.
can crush it with this. Fucking. Why are my cichlid flakes on the floor? My dog must be on them. Shit. Okay, hold on.
Were you going to use the dog to squish the spider?
No, I'm saying that I found my can of cichlid flakes on the floor, and then I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck are those doing on the floor? Die, fucker. Goddamn.
How dare you exist?
Shit. Mother... Right. Fuck your body. Okay, whatever. We're done. Okay, good. We can start the goddamn... Okay.
What'd you do?
Fucking... I killed it.
You run away?
No, I killed it.
Okay.
Wait, is that a hole in my wall? That... Wait. No. Ah, shit, my mic. This is going swimmingly.
I'm so happy right now.
Hold on. God, that's a hole in my wall. I don't know what the fuck caused it. That's weird. Oh, wait.
I have no idea what's going on the other end. I'm enjoying it.
Hold on. Okay, you go there.
If anyone would like to, please quote that out of context.
That is a fucking hole in my wall. Great. All right.
Okay, would you like to actually start now?
And that was Cameron Kills the Spider, live on the air. All right.
Live, says the recording.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette. We hope you all are having a fantastic evening. God knows we are.
I'm having a great time.
Oh, I know you are. I know you are. We're having a fun time recording so far, which you'll probably hear at the end here. But in the meantime, let's get on with it. So, how do we usually start these out? Like, hold on. I usually do an opening, then we say, "Hey, we're watching this," right?
Yeah.
Okay, so today's movie is a pleasure. I loved every second of it. Justin had seen this, and I hadn't. The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Wow, spoilers on opinions.
Anyway.
Yeah, I already enjoyed this movie. I was like, Cameron, watch it, and then he didn't, and now it's here. So we watched it.
I am happy that we got it because I've been meaning to watch this along with more Wes Anderson movies. Actually, I forget if I've even seen any Wes. I don't know why I'm trying to drop the accent and it's not working. I don't know why.
Come on, just be like Edward Norton in the movie and somewhat do the accent, but go to your American one.
You're right. Shit, man. Okay, but yeah, actually, I'm trying to actually remember Wes Anderson. But yeah, this movie was a joy to watch. Let's get into what it's about, actually. I think.
And also, let's not talk about how I called it in the first episode.
Hey, you totally did, man. I'll give you that.
I didn't know. I didn't even realize that until I re-listened to the first episode. I was like, oh, shit!
Yeah, right? Gosh, it's so weird. But yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel. I'll let you explain this one.
It's about a hotel. It's the Grand Budapest.
End of review. See you guys next time.
No, shit, what does this movie count as? I guess just a comedy?
It's a hodgepodge of stuff. Like it's hard. It is really hard to classify it, isn't it?
I I mean, it sounds generic, but the best way to put it would be like comedy adventure.
Yeah, it's like it's part comedy, part adventure, part mystery. It's a really weird hodgepodge.
No, it's
of
not a
stuff.
mystery because you know exactly. Well, you know almost what's going on,
Yeah.
like 80%.
It's not like a mystery like, oh, like you have no idea, but it is like technically like a light mystery where it's like you know what's going on and you're just enjoying the fun of the characters going through it and solving it. So
Yeah.
um
Okay, so that's a way to put it.
yeah,
Again, that is hard.
it's hard to classify it. It's just it's a fun little romp of a movie.
Okay, but let me actually.
Let's try to explain the very confusing plot.
Well, first you have to get past the opening, which is about a little girl reading a book called The Grand Budapest, which is written by an author which you flashback to back in the 60s?
Yeah, because it takes place, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, like after his death. You flashback back to the author who is telling about the story he is writing, which then he flashbacks back to when he visited the Grand Budapest Hotel before its closing, in which he talks to Zero, who tells him his memories of when he worked at the Grand Budapest Hotel and the owner.
So it's a flashback within a flashback within a flashback within a flashback.
And every time it flashes back, the aspect ratio gets smaller.
Yeah, it's great because like the aspect ratio changes through. Well, actually, no, it starts out with like kind of pillar boxed where it's like on the top and the sides. Then it goes to straight widescreen for that flashback, and then it goes back to like 4:3 regular like square aspect ratio, like they would have used in the 30s. So
Yeah, well, they will have used until like very recent. Like, do you realize how recent HD TVs are?
yeah,
Crazy.
well, that's the thing, and I know this is already getting a little off topic, but like high definition televisions, like that was what 2005, 2006 when they really started becoming prominence.
Yeah,
Within the past 10 years or so. Like, that's when HDTVs really took off. Like, it's a more recent... Before that, like, we had, like, square televisions. Like, it's like, how the fuck did we live without it? But, yeah, now it's basically the standard, so...
Yeah, it's like kind of thinking of YouTube and how recent that is.
Yeah, that was actually... I think that was, what, 05?
Yeah.
Around the same time as HDTV, I think, actually. So... Just how much everything's blown up since then is incredible, but that's a whole nother discussion for another time because I could actually go on about like how 3D TV died just because it was too recent of a technology. But you know, we're trying to talk about
it was lame,
and
expensive,
it was lame, but
took
no one
forever.
hardly ever used it. But that's it in a nutshell. But hey, we're here to talk about the movie, and the movie switches aspect ratios, which is really cool, and it's different. It's really different. So
This movie's pretty. I'm pretty sure 30 minutes of
hell
us praising how pretty this film is.
so good.
But first, synopsis, which we can focus on.
Yes.
Hopefully. So then we get back to Zero's flashback, where he was a bellhop at the Grand Budapest. A bellhop for Mr. Gustav, who liked to sleep with old blonde women.
Yeah.
Old rich blonde women.
Yeah, old witch, insecure blonde women.
But one of his mistresses is worried about going home. And he's like, nah, it'll be fine. I'll always be with you. And then she's like... And he's like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, I'm Zero. And then comedy.
And then comedy happens.
And then talking and comedy happens, where you quickly realize this...
Say that again. You said where he quickly realizes and that broke up.
No, where you quickly realize this will be a very fast-paced film.
Yes. The dialogue, like the cuts, the dialogue is very fast-paced, very snappy. And it's a very fast-talking, like the humor is great in it because of how like fast-paced it is. So
Yeah, it's very deadpan humor, but it's still really funny.
It's still hilarious.
Well, okay, I don't know if I should say really funny. It's a lot of just sort of like
It's great. So it's not like you'll die laughing, but it's still like really funny. So
and dark.
It gets dark at times too.
But anyway, Mr. Gustav's mistress dies, and they go and see her and the reading of her will. Turns out Gustav gets a priceless painting known as Boy with Apple. It's a painting of a boy with an apple.
Priceless.
Priceless. And the entire extended family of his mistress, fuck no, you can't have it. So they steal it.
Yeah. So of course they do the logical thing and steal it, much to Adrian Brody's chagrin.
And one of the butlers shoves a secret note in the back of the painting. This is important for later. Then they leave, and days later, Gustav is framed for the murder of his mistress. Because apparently the entire extended family saw him do it. But the key witness, who was the butler that put the thing inside the painting, has gone missing. So Gustav is thrown in prison. They get Gustav out of prison through sneaking digging tools in through a pastry shop, because Zero is dating. I'm saying a lot, and I apologize.
It's okay, Jeff Goldblum.
Who is in this movie? Maybe that's where his uhs have gone. It's spread to the audience.
Shit, you're right. Yeah, and that's a crazy thing, because, like, in this movie, he does not say that once. He's actually able to form sentences, which is like, damn, Wes Anderson, you even got Jeff Goldblum to stop saying,
It took 75 takes every scene, but, you got it.
He eventually got it.
It's not actually true, but...
Who knows if it's true or not. It might be.
But Zero is dating the bakery girl, and they use the bakery to sneak in tools to dig, because the guards, for some reason, don't search really pretty bakery.
Yeah, for some reason, it even shows on the conveyor belt him, like, chopping up bread and chopping up stuff, and he sees this breaker, he's like, hey, you know what, fuck it, it's pretty. Move it on, even though that's the one thing, of course, that it contains.
Even though the pastries are literally in the shape of...
They're in the shape of a tool. Sorry, now I'm just like imagining a pastry in like the shape of a chainsaw and just like move along.
It's like just as thick too.
Yeah.
There's one in the shape of a gun, and they even forgot to cover up the barrel or something.
It's just like, yeah, it's fine, move along. Right.
Gustav escapes prison, meets up with Zero. Then they call the hotels to help them find where the missing butler dude went. They find the missing butler dude, but he gets murdered by the Green Goblin.
Yep. Willem Dafoe's in this too. There's a lot of good actors in this.
Yeah, that's I think that's kind of a staple of Wes Anderson's. He usually gets a lot of people, and Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray has been in, I think, every one of his films but one. I looked it up.
Probably.
No, he has been. I looked it up.
Willem Dafoe kills them, but they find out the secret note inside Boy with Apple is the second will, in case the madam was murdered. They chase Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe gets killed by Zero. They run back to the Grand Budapest while it's taken over by Nazis, but they're not Nazis. And then they get Dafoe, and it turns out everything goes...
Everything what?
Everything goes to Gustav.
Yep.
In the second will. And Zero gets married to the pastry girl, but the pastry girl dies later, like 2 years later, due to some random disease.
Yeah, some disease that apparently was solved a few years later, which reminds me of something, actually.
And Gustav also dies while all of them were traveling on a train, because the Nazis stopped it, and they were like, you can't. And Gustav was like, fuck you, and then got shot.
And then got shot by the Nazis, so...
And then Zero got all that Gustav had, which is why he has all the riches and the
Grand Budapest Hotel. And then cuts back to the author, who finishes up his story, then cuts back to the girl, and the movie ends, so...
Yeah, that was a blunt summary, because I want to talk about everything else.
Yeah, so that was basically a blunt summary of the plot. Again, really, like, it's a really, like, lighthearted ride. It's nothing, like, too serious. Like, it gets dark, but it's nothing, like, super fucking serious.
It gets dark, and you see someone murder some pussy. Like, he throws a cat.
Literally, he throws a cat out the window. It's funny, I mentioned her scene. It's like, Willem, I'm totally not evil. Defoe is just sitting there evilly in a corner petting a cat. And I didn't expect this, but he just throws it out a fucking window, walks away. And Jeff Goldblum was like, did he just throw my cat out the window? Looks down and it's dead.
All the sisters of the man Like, what cat? I didn't see him throw a cat.
I didn't see a cat. Okay. Yeah. And
Oh,
then,
yeah. Also, the Madam's family committed the murder.
yeah. Turns out they committed the murder. Shocker.
This is said. This is figured out pretty quickly.
Yeah. So, and then like Jeff Goldblum, I guess, is going to do something with a cat, gets chased through the museum, and then Willem Dafoe, who's the assassin dude, he fucking closes the door, and 4 of his fingers fucking get chopped off, just like slam, boom. I was just like, oh Jesus, because I didn't expect gore.
Everything else is moving. Like how fucking pretty it is.
Oh my god. So let's get started on our probably half-hour romp on how fucking gorgeous this cinematography is.
Going back to the fast pacing, there is a lot of panning dolly shots.
Like a lot of pull-ins, pull-outs, stuff like that.
Well, pull-ins, pans, and they all go as quick as the jokes, as quick as the dialogue. So the film never really loses momentum until kind of the end in a way.
A little bit, but it's slowing down just to let the moment set in. Like this is the end, this is the big dramatic ending. So
yeah, it slows down a bit in the ending, which is why I think the film felt oddly long, even though it's not.
Yeah, like
that's not a super bad thing. It was just a noticeable observation.
Yeah. No, it's like, and it's good. Like you love getting in the world and like the fast paces of this movie. But yeah, it feels a lot longer than it is. And I told Justin, like, dude, this movie's only an hour 40 minutes with the credits. And he's like, shit.
Yeah, I swore it was like 2 hours, 30 minutes.
I thought it was too, but I looked at the running time. It's like, this is only like an hour 40 with credits. So like an hour 35, I guess. So just your normal movie length.
Shit, I was going to say. Yeah, a lot of this film as well was shot in Gobetz, Germany. I hope I said that right.
Gopetz, Germany? I think.
Gopetz or Gobetz? It's
one of the two. We apologize, Germany, for getting your city wrong.
We apologize for that part. Everything else.
Everything else, not really. No.
But it's just so beautiful. And you thought most of the exterior shots were green screened with miniature models. But while we were getting set up, I looked it up, and all of them were real. Just the town is that pristine in a way.
Yeah, like this is a gorgeous fucking town, and like, while I'm not a cold weather person, like shots of the snow are always fucking gorgeous, and there's a lot of like exteriors of like the snow coming down, and it's just so beautiful. and
all the snow was real as well. Like they shot in the middle. Just pretty.
You broke up again. The middle of what?
It was all shot in the middle of winter.
Yeah. So
all that snow is real, and it's just
so fucking gorgeous. So yeah, the cinematography is great. Like, and yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was that's why like I thought a lot of them were like fake, because like the pans, like the going left and the pans and the tilts going up, they're so like perfect that some of it looked fake to me. But no, like that, like for that huge outdoor door, for example, like it panned over so perfectly that I thought that was like it had to be fake, but no, that's real. So it's just that the camera work was just that pristine and perfect.
Also, all of the prison. That was a real abandoned prison.
Really?
Yeah, it was just that symmetrical.
That's interesting. Wow.
The symmetry in this movie is so like just. It makes you feel bad if you've ever shot something with the camera. It's like, I will never be this perfect.
Right? Yeah, that's just the thing. So, well, I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Like, I know we could do it. Like, I'm not trying to sound pretentious, but it's possible.
I'm more making a joke.
I know, but it humbles you in a way. So, like, you know how like a lot of artists like my friend who's a musician, he says like I hear a lot of guitar work and I'm just humbled by it. Like, this is one of those movies that just humbles you. It's like, damn, that was a fucking gorgeous movie, and that's everything I like. It's aspire to be almost. So,
actually, we were even kind of talking about this before we watched the movie about how there's no real style anymore in film.
Yeah, that's interesting, and I guess we'll get into that too. It's appropriate for this because this film is super stylized. Like, it's stylized like an old movie, like an old time like movie. Like, there's a lot of like old film techniques used.
A lot of references to Buster Keaton and films of that era.
Yeah. It was, yeah, and like a lot of the special effects, like when we were going in the snow, like it looked like super fake, but that fit with the style, you know, like that fit with the whole cartoony, you know, 1930s like feel to it. So
yeah, and the soundtrack helped with that too. The very like jolly, cartoonish, folk song. I think I would put it as
almost, yeah, like that. So, but yeah, and we'll get into the soundtrack after we talk about how goddamn gorgeous the cinematography was. But yeah, that's the thing. Like movies nowadays, they have no like hardly any of them have style. Like a lot of things are just shot kind of blandly, you know, or stuff like that. Or like I mean, if you even want to fucking call it, like it's not even a style. Like you think like, oh, it's an action movie, so you just desaturate and shake the camera, and it's an action movie. It's like, no, look at John Wick, look at Kingsman. That is style, there, my friend. Baby Driver. That is style right there.
Well, Baby Driver is its own style. John Wick was very much 80s.
Yeah, it was very 80s. So, well, and even Atomic Blonde, while like the story was not like too terribly good, the cinematography was amazing.
Yes. Cinematography was great, or how all the fonts neon graffiti.
Yeah, all the fonts were neon graffiti, and like the action scenes were incredible in it. So,
and with all these films, including Grand Budapest, if you see a shot from them, you're like, oh yeah, that's from that movie.
Yeah.
If I show you a shot from either Age of Ultron, the original Avengers, or Civil War, unless it's one of the very specific fight scenes, you might not be able to tell me what film it's from.
Exactly. Well, that's just the thing. Like, and I mean, granted, you look at it and you see it's a Marvel movie, which that kind of has its own certain thing to it too. So I wouldn't really call that the best comparison, but you would know that that's from a Marvel movie. But yeah, you take things from certain movies and you can, like, I don't know. I don't think that's a good comparison, but I know what you were going for there. So
I don't know. I guess you could just have a different stuff. I know they're trying to like connect it in a universe, but still, it would be nice to have the films at least feel different in some way.
Well, like Thor Ragnarok felt the most different to me. It was very uniquely done. Like it was a throwback to 80s sci-fi, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, like movies. What?
Why?
I don't know. I was gonna put it on the list at some point when it came out on Netflix.
Damn it!
It's a good fun. It's the best. Like it's the best Marvel movie. I had to think about that before making that statement, but it is the best one. So. It was my personal favorite.
Surprisingly, it's a Thor movie. That's the shocking part.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the first one was all right, nothing special. Second one was not good.
We need to focus on Grand Budapest.
Yeah, I know we do. But yeah, bottom line is this has a certain style and feel to it that a lot of movies lack nowadays.
And I think a lot of people say, oh, that's just Wes Anderson's style, which I just don't know that. I haven't seen any of his other films besides Grand Budapest.
Yeah, but I think I saw The Aquatic Life with Steve Zissou, but it's been so long I kind of don't remember. So I remember like.
Well, then just say you did.
Yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox though I think I've seen that. I don't remember. I don't know. It's been so long because those came out a long time ago. Granted, so.
Long time ago. They have probably not even. They're probably not even 10 years old.
Oh no, Fantastic Mr. Fox! I thought that was like 2002.
Okay, that might be.
I was gonna say, I think that was still, and Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou was 90s.
What's that?
Yeah, hold on, let me look that. Early 2000s at the latest. Let me see. Life Aquatic was 04. Okay. Fantastic Mr. Fox was 09, so it'll be 10 years next year. Yeah.
See, it was technically right on one.
Yeah, I was technically right on one, but. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, this movie was shot gorgeously and it has just a style to it that you really don't see anymore. So
it makes it fun. It makes it feel very lively.
It does. Yeah, it does. And like, it's like, take a look at old Buster Keaton movies and movies from the 30s. It really captures that feel, and then makes it more modern. So it's great. But yeah, it's great. Like, and again, the changing of the aspect ratios to something modern, and then to something like 4:3 aspect ratio, like it would be in the 30s, it was brilliant. So, and it helps set apart the confusing storyline a lot, I felt. So,
I don't
like,
know. I didn't find the storyline too
no,
confusing.
it wasn't confusing, but like you knew where you were at. Like it was widescreen. It was the author talking to the owner or talking to Zero, and then it was full screen, and it was the 30s. So, and then but the soundtrack also was amazing. It was this very upbeat, like almost like jazzy feel. Had these like this certain like feel to it. So again, this style is just, this movie is just oozing style, I would say.
Again, it's a weird way to describe music. It's like folky, yodeling sort of music. Something you would hear on a Disney theme park ride.
Yeah, basically.
That's the best way I could put it.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does have like that upbeat, like da-da-da-da-da feel to it.
Yeah. Which allows for the cartoony moments to like not pull you out of the picture.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's like I said, like a lot of the special effects looked really fake, but it fit. It fit that like cartoony style that he was going for. So,
I find it funny that I can see something like that, and I sit there completely fine. Yet I'll see movies all the time now where it's like, oh, here's a CGI dinosaur. I can tell that's CG. Awesome.
Yeah, and it kind of takes you out. Like in Rogue One, they CGI'd in Peter Cushing, who was Grand Moff Tarkin in the original Star Wars. He was one of the bad guys, and it was you could tell there, like from far away it looked fine, but there were a lot of close-ups of some guy doing of a very good Peter Cushing impression. Like he sounded just fucking like Peter Cushing, but you could tell it's like, oh, that's CG. Yeah.
It's not good CG.
It's not good CG. You can like back up, Tarkin. You get back up. You were good there. Good. In the shadows. Yeah, that's perfect.
I think one of the reasons, it was from an old YouTube interview I saw. I think it was with the people who did practical effects for Child's Play and other horror movies in the 80s.
Nice.
And they said the reason CG bothers so many people is because it looks like it's there, but it's not. Or that's how it will always be. Like, no matter how good it looks.
Yeah, and that's that whole...
Both practical effects, even if it looks terrible, it was actually there.
Exactly. Like, it has an organic feel to it. Like, that's the thing. Like, and that's that whole uncanny valley where it looks super... Even if it looks super good, you can still tell, that was CGI.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which, it would be nice if you did something like, I don't know, Jurassic Park, where you mix both practical and CG. This is another rant, and we need to focus on.
I know. It's a good rant though, so I'm fine with it. But yeah, like
this film is just also an easy one now. If you need points for any of these things, where it's like films need style now, point here.
Yeah, films need a good soundtrack, point here.
Point to Baby Driver.
Yeah, point to Baby Driver as well. But
soundtrack Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Argument over.
Exactly. Argument 1, Baby Driver. There you go. But I was gonna say something. But yeah, it's like how in like the new thing, like they had practical effects and that they replaced it with CGI, even though the original looked amazing. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. If you've seen the set photos of those practical. Beautiful.
Yeah, there was actually like video footage I saw of it where it was like moving and shit. I was like, that would have been fucking awesome because you know what? It's there. And like with Grand Budapest Hotel and everything, like they had matte paintings too. Like I know that was cartoony, but yeah, it had a style to it. So like it wasn't CGI, it was an actual painting.
World and it still looked cool.
Yeah, it looked cool. Like you didn't need CGI. It was like a painting, literally, like images moving. I was like, that was cool. So
else absolutely fucking gorgeous about this movie that we can talk about?
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to drag it out. I think it's only been like half an hour ish.
Well, no, there's still more to talk about, like the actors as well. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else we have to say about the setting.
It's fucking gorgeous. It's like most Wes Anderson films. It's goddamn gorgeous. So,
wait, you say it's like most other Wes Anderson films? Even though we just admitted we haven't seen any of the other ones.
Shut up. But yeah. Now I guess
one question would come up of style over substance, because we say like the plot isn't much.
It's not much, but it's like more of a fun, lighthearted plot. Like, and again, it's a drawback to the 30s, where like, I guess more of like the lighthearted like thrillers and stuff, like where it was like not super serious, but it was fun. Like,
yeah, you couldn't go too dark due to the rating system.
Yeah. And this one does get dark. Like, there are gory moments and there is swearing and sex in it, but
yeah, but I'm trying to think of what I'm saying. Words, probably.
Yeah.
I never got the phrase style over substance, like how it's supposed to be bad. Because this movie, 100%, if you took out the style, it would not be good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. Like, I can see where that can be used in a negative connotation, though. Like, where it's like all style but no substance. Like, for example, I think Heaven's Gate by I forget the fucking director's name. But that film was
Asshole McGinty who strapped dynamite to a...
Yeah, Asshole McGinty strapped dynamite to a horse and dragged out production. There was a shot where he literally made the cast wait like a couple hours until the perfect cloud rolled by. Then he shot it.
What an asshole.
Yeah, right? But yeah, that film is one of the most gorgeously shot films you will ever fucking see, but the plot was just a confused fucking mess.
And the general film was just garbage.
And the general film was just gorgeous. Like, it was just a waste of celluloid, honestly. Like, it's sad because the movie is fucking gorgeous, but Michael Cimino is his name, so... who is famous for The Deer Hunter, and then got all pretentious with Heaven's Gate, and his career was basically ended. So,
nice.
But yeah, it's like style over substance can be a bad thing, but like in this case, like it is mostly style over substance, but the plot is fun, and the comedy and fast-paced dialogue make up for like the lack of like a super engrossing or creative plot.
Yeah, and again the comedy isn't 100%, isn't like Animal House, Blazing Saddles, where punch, 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 punch. It's just sort of like every once in a while, a line will come up and will just make you go...
Yeah, right?
Or even since this was, excuse me. Since this was inspired by Buster Keaton, there's a lot of good slapstick or just set up jokes.
Yeah. There's a lot of good slapstick and like physical humor and stuff like that in it as well. What was the one line? It was like, I'm not saying I don't like it. It actually makes me physically ill or something like that.
Oh yeah, when he's talking about his mistress.
His mistress's nails.
You don't like them? No, it's not that I don't like them. They physically repulse me.
That was it. Yeah, just snappy, fast-paced dialogue like that. But yeah, I guess that's a good segue into the cast because Ralph Fiennes plays Gustav.
Well, I mean, it was a great segue, and then you pointed it out.
Okay, well, I was just going to say Ralph Fiennes does a hilarious job as Gustav. He's so fucking funny in the league. Just his like, because he obviously has that British accent and he says things in a very like fast-paced manner like that. So just boom, boom, boom. So
and he's able to just keep a straight face the entire time, which makes it funnier.
It does. He like says these like lines in like this really straight face like accent. Like it's almost Monty Python in a way where like they say silly things with just a straight face. And because he has a knife where he's cutting like up this like sweets that he smuggled in. And he's like, okay, here's the throat cutter. Here it is.
No, where's the throat cutter?
Where's the throat cutter?
The prisoners have the shank.
It's like a fucking shank. Yeah. So, and I don't know him from anything else. Tony Rivoli plays Zero. But yeah, the guy who plays Zero is also really good. He's like this immigrant who came in, and he's a bellhop essentially, and like Gustav takes him under his wing. So, and they become basically best friends. Adrian Brody plays the main villain in this, and Willem Dafoe plays his henchman.
I don't got anything to say on them.
I know they're just good in their roles, honestly. Like Adrian Brody is like a
every actor did a fantastic job, and there was
and there was what you broke up.
And there was Bill Murray.
And there was Bill Murray in what amounts to basically a cameo appearance, but yeah, he's awesome always.
I exist.
Hi there, just want to remind you I exist and I'm awesome. And then there was fucking Edward Norton as the inspector, whose accent is sometimes there and sometimes not, and it's hilarious.
What's his name? Hickles?
Let's see. Hankles.
Hankles. Not Hickles. Sorry.
It's Hankles. It's just a funny name.
Also, Edward Norton doesn't age. Like, seriously, look at this film. And,
yeah.
well, no difference.
No, like, literally, he does not age. Still has that baby face. It's great. But yeah, he sometimes has, like, this French accent. But most of the time, he's just talking like Edward Norton.
He's Edward Norton. He's looking for Tyler. It's fine.
It's fine. It's all good. But yeah, he has some great lines as well, so... It's like, okay, who's shooting at who? I'm shooting at this person who's a murderer. I'm shooting at this person. Okay, stop. Everyone's under arrest.
Oh yeah, during the final scene when they're because Gustav, Zero, and the pastry girl are
all what? You're breaking up. Hold on.
What?
You're breaking up a little. Say that again.
Gustav, Zero, and the pastry girl are all trying to go get Boy with Apple.
And the hotel is being invaded by not Nazis. I mean, they're totally Nazis, but not Nazis. Hint, they're Nazis. With Adrian Brody in this fucking, like, Nazi uniform with, like, even like an arm badge thing that may as well just have the swastika on it.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, honestly, I was like, he's dressed like a Nazi. Great.
He chases the pastry girl who has the painting, but then he loses her in a... Like what would it be called? Shit.
What, the lobby place? Like the big open...
Like, it's above the lobby on the rafters, I guess?
Yeah, well, not the rafters, but like the level. It's like an open level above the lobby.
Yeah, an open level above. And all of a sudden, Zero and Gustav show up. He starts shooting at them, but other soldiers come out and start shooting at each other, not what's going on. Yeah.
And
then Ed Norton comes in and is like, who's shooting who? They all explain why. And he just goes, okay, everyone drop their guns. You're all under arrest.
It's great. Yeah, Edward Norton's a pleasure as always. But yeah, let me see the rest of the cast here. But yeah, you have Willem Dafoe as the creepy henchman to Nazi Brody. Jeff Goldblum as the lawyer who oversees everything, who gets killed by fucking Willem Dafoe. Harvey Keitel was Ludwig. Oh, okay. Yeah. And you have F. Murray Abraham as Old Zero, and Jude Law was the author in the 60s who was talking to him. So.
Huh.
And then, you know the guy who I said, wait a minute, I know his voice, and you said he sounded very punctual with the blonde hair?
Yeah.
I looked it up. Guess who it was? And I thought this was him, but I didn't want to say anything just before I was sure.
Who?
Owen Wilson.
No.
Yeah, that was Owen Wilson. I was like, wait a minute, I know his fucking voice. He's blonde. I'm like, is that Owen? Because I thought in my head, I'm like, is that Owen Wilson? And it sounds like him. And I was like, nah, it couldn't be. Then I looked up the cast list. I'm like, holy shit, that was fucking Owen Wilson.
Fucking Owen Wilson needs to put more time into his getup. He can look fancy as hell.
Actually. But yeah.
I didn't fucking recognize him.
Yeah, no, because I heard his voice and saw his hair. I'm like, wait a minute, is that Owen Wilson? Nah.
Owen Wilson.
Fucking Owen Wilson just appearing in something out of the blue. But yeah, the whole cast does a great job. With the fantastic dialogue. The dialogue is fantastic. Whoever wrote it, I don't know.
Wait, Cameron.
Yeah.
Does it have fantastic dialogue?
I would say so, yeah.
I know you would. You said it twice.
Did I say it twice? Oops.
Yes.
Oops. This movie has fantastic dialogue, and fantastic dialogue, by the way. It also has fantastic dialogue. Did I mention the fantastic dialogue?
Cameron was fired later that day.
But yeah. So yeah, cast does a great job. So they're all good. So
any problems?
Honestly, not really. It was trying to actually think here.
I guess near the end, it like after they kill
the Green Goblin.
Willem Dafoe, we just said his name 3 times. After they kill Willem Dafoe, there is some moments where the flow kind of breaks.
A little bit, but yeah, once they get back to the hotel and the shootout begins, then it picks up again. So,
and also there's kind of that weak fake out. They're like, "Oh look, we totally killed Zero's girl."
Yeah. There's one point where like they hand Edward Norton like a newspaper. It says like "girl's head found in a box" or something. It's like, oh shit, they killed his girlfriend, and it turned out to be the other girl from the Adrian
No,
Brody's
it was the
thing.
sister of the butler.
The sister of the butler. God damn it, motherfucker! You motherfucker! You motherfucker! You're still alive. No, bad spider. Hold on. Now. All right. Sorry about that. Where were we? It's shit like this.
Oh. Yeah, there was that cheap fake out. There was also the moment where they like rushed Gustav and Zero having an argument.
Oh, that like where it got heavy all of a sudden, you mean? Or
yeah, where it got heavy all of a sudden. Like Gustav was really pissed that Zero didn't bring a bunch of supplies after he escaped.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just kind of rushed.
Yeah, because there's good, actually, really like heavy moment where like he's being a dick, and then Zero explains where he came from, and like he apologizes, and then like I guess the alarm's off. He's like, okay, move along, come on, okay.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know if it's supposed to be funny because the cliche was played so fast, or just poorly done.
I don't know. That's hard. I can't tell there either. I think it was supposed to play for comedy because like they even point out it's like, okay, you can recite the poem later. Come on, the guards are coming.
Well, that was just him talking about his girlfriend before.
Yeah.
Because it's the cliche of the two friends bicker and hate each other, and then they apologize.
And then they apologize, yeah. But it's done. It's rushed by real quick, and yeah, I don't know. Like you said, if it's supposed to be a play on the cliche, it's not done too well, but it's still all right. So,
yeah, it's probably the one like bad scene I'd say.
It's the one weak scene, but it's like that's like saying like, oh, there's a little bit of bad scene in like fucking like Cowboy Bebop or something. It's like it's still a great fucking movie.
Yeah, there is. It's called Anytime Faye is on Screen.
Okay, here we go. But yeah, I didn't have many faults with this movie, if I'm being honest. So,
I mean, it's not perfect. It is a very niche film.
Yeah,
in a way.
It's not for everyone, that's for sure.
Yeah, like a general audience is not going to be into this, I guess, would be a way to phrase it.
And I think you were explaining to me earlier, too, like, you could tell that this was the time he got famous and decided to make a film of his own.
Oh, yeah, you could clearly tell Wes Anderson just didn't give a fuck anymore. He wanted to make a pretty movie and do what he wanted.
Yeah, because this was after, like, Fantastic Mr. Fox, I think, right?
Moonrise Kingdom, all that was already out.
It was after that. He was super hot in Hollywood, and they basically gave him free reign to do whatever the fuck he wanted. And you can tell. But here's the thing, like, a lot of times that's a bad thing, like in Heaven's Gate, but in this case, it's a good thing, because it turned out to be a really stylized, really fun movie.
Yeah, because he knew where to hold back.
Yeah. Like
it wasn't everything I make is perfect. It's like, let me try to make something good.
Yeah, exactly. Like
very important.
Like a lot of directors too, like they're given a blank check and it turns out to be like a pretentious like disaster a lot of the time. But like Wes Anderson, he knew, he's like, okay, this is where to cut corners. I'm gonna stop there, So
I think it matters on a mindset. It's like either you think, yes, I am perfect and everything I do will, or it's let me continue to make things people.
Yeah.
It's a very odd line, I guess.
It is. It's not like obviously, like we said, it's not a mainstream movie, but it's still a very good, fun, stylish movie. So, like it's a movie that you could tell he wanted to make and was a passion project for him. So,
yeah, if you're looking for something pretty or maybe even a bit of a deadpan comedy, this is a good film to pick up.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I forget. I think it was in actually one of our episodes where we were like, you can tell when something's like made for the masses and when something's an actual like an artist wanted to do this. This is one of those films where you could tell there was a lot of passion behind it, like Baby Driver or something like that.
Yeah, it's like I wanted to make a film that looks like this, and everyone shut up.
I wanted to pay homage to like the films of the 30s and make a film that was just fucking gorgeous and you can be quiet. So. But yeah, it's a great movie. It definitely works out. It's just a fantastic film all around. I don't know. Is there anything else we need to say about this movie?
Not that I can really think of.
Yeah. So, great movie. If you want to get into Wes Anderson, this is a good place to start. So.
Well, we say that we haven't seen any of the other ones.
Anyway, but yeah, great movie. I would say definitely go watch it if you're interested in that kind of thing. So. And now, it is the moment that everyone has been waiting for.
An actual animation for spinning the wheel?
That too, but also spinning the wheel!
Spin the wheel! And now there's some really pause.
It's okay. What will it end on? No shit.
Don't know. Hold on.
Tell me when you're going to spin it.
I will tell you, don't you worry.
Don't worry, be happy now.
I hope I spelled roulette wrong, so someone can be mad.
I'm gonna have to fix that in post, you fucker, if you did.
Oh no! White text on a black background. So fucking complicated.
I know. And then Justin deliberately misspelled it, so Cameron had to do it out of spite.
Okay, I'm about to hit record.
Let's do it.
Okay.
What do we get?
Jaws.
Yes! Woohoo! I'm excited for this one.
You're far too excited for this.
I'm sorry, I love this movie, but we'll get into that when we actually watch Jaws.
Have a good night.
So we hope you have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for listening and watching Cinema Roulette. So we'll see you guys next time.
With the ending of Angel Beats.
Yeah, so we'll see you next time.
Record before this.
Nope. We'll see you next time with the ending of Angel Beats. So stay tuned for that. Super excited to finish that up. Great fucking ending. So bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.